What is up, Maple Boomers? Zach here. Coming at you with a boss breakdown today of hard VERUS HILLA. I am going to do things a little bit differently this time instead of just showing you the footage and then talking over it, because there's a couple times I'm going to pause it, so I'm going to actually switch over to the footage, and then we will watch it together. I'll pause if there's interesting points, and then we'll go from there. So this was requested by a couple of you guys. I will say this was a very early clear of hard VERUS HILLA. I think week 1. This is actually like week 1, not week 0, week 1 of Challenger World 3. So let's take a look. I was 37 mil. Let me see if I pop that up again. With one thing. Okay, no, let me go back here. Starting off to a great start here. Let's take a... Okay, come on. I'm the boomer. All right, 37 mil. That's... Is this even with rentals? I couldn't tell you. I don't think I had money for rentals yet. Oh, no, I definitely had to. Okay, so week 1, I was not strong enough to hit that combat power without rentals. I'll tell you that for sure. So on rentals, week 1, level 275, which was a little bit high for most people week 1. But if you're higher than 37 mil, just know you could do this. So this wasn't a min clear. It was about an 18 or 15 minute long run. But Errol is very strong. Also take note, if you don't have 3 familiar slots, if you haven't fought VERUS HILLA before, you need a healing familiar. You don't need 3 slots. This actually was a kill with only 1 slot, and I only had healing for 10% periodically, and I cleared with this. So we'll go through, I'll show you like the patterns, everything I'm looking for. Very basic buffs if you look at the top of the screen here. It's very basic. Like, I had guild buffs, which maybe you guys don't have a guild that has full buffs, but we, in Dance, have full buffs. Yeah, my familiars, your basic buffs, guild buffs, attack speed, all the buffs you can buy. And I think I had a red star pot too. And also I have the Genesis Pass, so I get a buff there too. So if you don't have the Genesis Pass, if you're like 55, 60 mil, if you're about that point on rentals, this is such an easy clear. But let's go over the start here. So I'm just going to start off by bursting in the middle here. If you prefer either side, that's fine. I will say bursting in the middle is a little risky if you don't iframe right in the beginning, because the threads can come down and actually hit you while you're bursting. So I like to usually burst my first time in the corner, but this time I said screw it. We're going to burst right in the middle. I'm not going to iframe, I don't think, till afterwards. And I think I actually get hit by a string here. Maybe after the origin. But let's take a look at the HP. Full burst. It's crazy. At 37 mil, this is doing very good damage. 1 burst is about 12%. So shouldn't be too long of a fight here. So, okay, I didn't get hit by any strings. But basically, after the first burst here, I'm trying to stay behind her, and I should have turned my opacity down. That would help with the fight. I would give you guys that tip if you are... Here's my iframe popped. If you're... Here, I'll say... Oops, sorry, let me close that. If you guys are playing and you're not super comfortable fighting VHILLA, and you're not used to watching her, make sure you have the outlines turned on of bosses or enemies. Make sure it's something you can see, and turn your skill opacity super low, like so you can see barely anything on your skills. You don't need to see your skills really when you're fighting. VHILLA has several tells you're going to want to see, so that you can know when she's doing certain attacks, and I'll try and point them out. For future reference, I'll try and turn it down for my fights, but that would help you. And also helps see the strings too. Like right there, I would have gotten hit if I wasn't in iframe. So really, it's like 3 attacks you really... Or she has 4 moves she can use that we really care about. The blue stun and then fling, that's what she just did right there. So right there, that's the tell she just did. Whenever she does that, I'm basically hugging her, and then as soon as I see her starting that animation, you got about like a half second before you will get snared. I either walk through her to get behind her so I don't get snared and flung, or I'm dashing away, but usually I'll just go right through her. I play pretty close to her. So there she goes, she's doing it. I'm making sure to stay between the threads, and then I get some free damage here. That's like at a lower spec, that's what you have to do. If you're stronger than what I was, you don't have to really play like that. You could just play safely, but because I'm like lower damage, I would say at this point, again, this is a week 1 clear. I'm making sure to hug her, trying to DPM as much as possible, just so I can actually clear. Spoiler alert: this is not a mid cut. This was a pretty easy clear. Got hit by a string there. Keep it going. Another string. So because I got hit by 1, I'm now trying to get hit by 3. to get the proc altar to spawn so I can clear it, get some HP back if I was missing it, but I'm not. And my general tip for the fight too, that was an unfortunate string. That's going to force me to cleanse again right away. General tip, I'll pause again here. I'm not really caring about my lives or really stressing the skulls until I see that the skulls are at a minute. Or sorry, the timer's at a minute. Once the timer hits a minute, then I'm making sure I check how many skulls I have, and if I have any, I'm going to cleanse near the minute mark, and then I'll check again about the 30-second mark. Same thing. If I have any skulls, I'll cleanse then. And then, if I've cleansed, I'm really going to focus on not getting hit by strings, even if that means I have to suffer and not do some damage for a bit. So that's my general tip for the fight. One nice thing about Erel, as you just saw I did there, if you do get grabbed by the blue attack here, like right there, I'm going to get grabbed. I'll usually down. I'll either immediately use my dash. What is the name of that skill? Your shadow or assaulting skill, assaulter, whatever the equivalent is. I'll use that to go diagonal back towards VERUS HILLA right away, or straight to the ground, so you don't really risk getting hit by strings. Just make sure you're keeping track of your stacks of it. So now remember what I just said. I had just cleansed and I got the altar. I'm under 30 seconds, so right now I might keep DPSing here, but I'm really going to focus and not get hit by any strings. I would like to not lose any lives, but if it happens, it happens. But that's my focus. I'm not stressing much outside of that. So I'm going to stay in the middle in this. And also another pause. You can play the fight safely where you don't burst twice before this timer hits 0. I played aggressive because you risk losing damage if you don't do your burst quickly. But because I also know Erel's burst is only like 5 seconds long, I was like, I know I have enough time to do the full burst. But just a heads up, you can fit 2 bursts in with most classes before the first full map attack. Don't feel stressed to. You could just wait till the full map attack goes off. So I might actually, if I were to do the burst incorrectly, which I think I did, you can see here the blue background is still on. That means I did not perform my burst right. It means I missed some damage here. So that's the first cycle. We're still on the first HP bar. Okay, you can see the proc happen there. I'm still in the first HP bar, and then second HP bar unlocks. So this changes 2 of her attacks. The purple, this scythe skill here. So she has 2 variants of this, if you didn't know. The first one that we'll go over is the one she's doing right now. Purple means get behind her. And then she has the same thing where she also does a wind up, but she flashes green. And then you have to get in front of her. The way I remember is basically if she's doing green, she's farting. So you have to get away from her, her butt. So you stand in front of her. And I just remember for the purple, I'm like, oh, it's the opposite of green, so get behind her. That's just how I remember it. But so and I will say, if you look, this is a bad screen to pause, and there's so much going on. During that sight skill, you don't have to hug her. You don't want to be touching her body. You want to be about about this distance away from either the front or the back of her, depending which scythe. So not terribly far in front or terribly far behind, but don't hug her. And if you go too far out, you'll still get hit by the skill. So let's keep it going. The blue stun skill is unchanged here, and the skulls shootouts. That move she does shoots out skulls. I don't really care about that move. Here's green. She's farting. I actually failed that, so I went behind her, and I immediately iframed, which is fine. That's what it's for. You don't really need iframe to do your burst if you just stun her at the beginning. So I'm just not caring. I'm doing my 1 minute. Hecate is on, so I'm about to stun her, hopefully. No, I guess I'm not doing my 1 minute burst. Oh, there you go. So it's just more of the same. Just watching for the two skills you care about, or I guess the 2 moves. The green scythe, or the purple scythe, and the blue scythe too. I mean, I play so close. The way I'm playing is I'm just hugging her, so I don't really have to move much. Again, I would recommend getting comfortable playing very close to her in this fight. It makes that blue skill not really matter too much. Playing pretty clean. You can see I haven't got hit by any threads yet. So I'm just kind of going around, dashing between her, dashing through her. Getting pretty lucky with the patterns here. Make sure for a little bit of extra damage, I'm not doing it here, but you summon your giant axe, whatever your summon skill is. You can just place that whenever you're damaging her, whenever she's not moving, get a little bit of extra damage. There you go. So you see I placed it behind her. I sometimes forget that while I'm bossing. Burst is back up here, so I should be able to burst in a second here. I'm probably going to stun her right in the middle. Or not. What am I doing? I guess I'm not realizing my burst is up. You breathe through, yeah, okay. Here we go. There we go. Full burst. She's almost 50%, which is pretty good. So it's only been about 5 minutes. Well, almost 50, but... So because I didn't have iframe, you see I kind of had to dodge the threads a little bit back and forth. If you save iframe, if you don't have to use it, save it for your burst, you could just stand still and make sure your burst fully goes off with no issues. But again, I didn't really... I wasn't in a spot where I did that, so it's not a big deal. I probably didn't miss a ton of damage there. Going to be a lot of the same here. Purple attack, so get behind her. You see the gap. Purple attack again, getting a little lucky. One thing I will say, I'll see it to watch out for. There's a lot going on the screen again right here. The purple attack was the one thing I was dealing with, but also the spot that was like the safe spot was unfortunately filled with these little corpses. They do damage over time, so you don't really want to stand on them, but, you know, I didn't really have the luxury of doing so. I don't know why I got hit by a thread there, but I did. So we're very early, so I'm probably aware of that, but I'm like, I'll just cleanse anyways. Because, one other note, if you cleanse, if you get hit by 3 strings and you cleanse, you'll actually get a full heal. I think it's like it's either full heal or like mostly healed. So when you're doing a clear that is with only 1 healing fam, or even people do it with no healing fams, you want to be cognizant of that. If you need to get healed or if you take a lot of damage, you could always cleanse and get healed up. Errol, I will say, is a pretty fun class for VERUS HILLA, because here you go, purple attack. I iframed there, so you see I got the iframe on, because I was a little worried if the snare was going to last too long, and I wouldn't be able to make it to that the cleansing altar. There was just a lot going on, so I did iframe. But I will say, Errol, when you use your 10-second skills, these two together, you get that barrier. This fight is very comfortable. You don't really take a lot of damage, so doing with 1 familiar did not feel that bad at all. I see my next burst will have my origin, so it should be a little more damage. We're still in this the second health bar, just slowly damaging her. It's, you know, just a long fight. Nothing has really changed though. You see I'm just looking at the patterns and reacting. Blue attack, get behind her. Blue attack again. Nothing crazy, just going around. Purple, so I'm going to get behind her again. And that's the thing, you just, like, if you're not super comfortable with this fight, give it a couple goes. Yeah, if you watch this video, you take anything from it. Really, I'm carrying about, like, 3 moves. The 2 colored scythe attacks, and then the blue attack. I don't really care about the skulls. But once you learn, if you just learn what those do, and how to react, it takes a little bit of time, but you get the muscle memory of, like, I'm not actively thinking while I'm fighting her. I'm like, oh, green, I gotta get in front of her. I've done it so many times. I'm like, okay, I know, and that's an unfortunate string. I'm not gonna be able to cleanse in time. Like, okay, I see it, and I just react, like whatever color. And that just takes a little bit of time. And if you just keep fighting her, you'll get more comfortable. Remember, green, she's farting, so stay away from her butt. Red or purple, I mean, it's just the opposite of that. So you got to get behind her. It comes a time, you'll get there. But it's not that it can be a very scary fight. And I remember back in the day, my first time is fighting her in like a party. When I attempted it, I was so scared because it's like, oh, I can't heal. Like, what do you mean? I'm gonna die like instantly. And if you don't, when you do it without the knowledge of like what the cleansing is, what the skulls mean, it can be very scary. And you like take 1 death or like 1 string, you're like, oh my god. Because when you take, I'll pause again real quick. When you take strings, and this counter actually goes down as well. It like mocks as if your lives are gone, and that's scary as a newer player. So it's all just it's like a knowledge check. Over time, you'll get a little bit more knowledgeable. Practice goes a long way with this boss fight. And it's, again, I'm 37 mil CP, and I have 1 familiar, so it's, this is pretty, I wouldn't say min cut, but this is very low spec. So if I can do it, you guys can too. So we're in the 3rd health bar. Nothing changes here except she can summon some additional little guys, which is fine. We're not really caring about that. Again, I'm only going to care about the blue attack, which just happened, and I took a very unfortunate string. The green and purple attacks. Blue attack again, that's lucky. Right here, I'm looking for strings because I want to cleanse as early as possible. Green, so she's farting, getting ahead. I do have iframe up too in case things get hairy. Hopefully the altar doesn't get broken. Again, I don't know if I mentioned for people who are very new to this boss fight what even cleansing is. I probably should have mentioned this sooner, but again, the main mechanic here is what just happened. And next time I cleanse, if I take any strings off, I'm sorry I didn't really go over that up till this point, but the main mechanic here is when you're playing solo, after you take so many strings, an altar appears, and you have to go to the altar, spam interact on it, and then you'll get your lives back. If you die, you'll permanently lose, like you see here. This one's gray. If you like die out, or not die out, if you lose all your HP, you'll lose one of those skulls permanently for the fight. But any red skulls that you take from strings can be gained back. So I should have explained that sooner, but that's okay. So we're just continuing here. I'll call out again that mechanic if I take any strings here. Also, I will say, when you're fighting her, it can get, with the opacity up, it looks like there's so much happening on the screen. But it can seem like a lot's going on, but over time you'll realize, and this is with a lot of bosses I find, like, you just know what to care and what not to care about. So there's a string here, so I'm going to pause this again real quick. So now that I took one string, it stuns you for a second, you take some damage, and then you get a red skull. So at this point, because I've already lost one, you can see in the background here, there's 2 candles. So that means if I take 2 skulls, or however many candles would be in the background, you have to fill them. 1 red skull equals 1 candle lit, so I need 2 here. Then the altar will spawn, because I've lost 1 life. So you'll see me get that altar to spawn here. There it is. She's standing on top of it, so it instantly spawned. You see this is the pop-up telling you the altar spawned. But because it spawned beneath her, if Hilla touches the altar by either walking into it or like it spawns beneath her, it gets destroyed, and it'll respawn in like a couple of seconds afterwards, somewhere else on the map. So you see it spawned behind her. It's a little bit far. Oh, that was a sick TP. Did you see that? That was a random TP. I used my F5 here. That's just the 5th job teleport skill, so it's random, but it actually ended up going where I kind of wanted it to. So I cleansed, and I got my skulls back, so candles are cleared, skulls are back, we're good. Now we need to try and avoid taking any more strings. Keep that going. Green, she's farting. Also, I should have mentioned sooner too, if you guys hear like a rumbling, I think my AC unit just kind of kicked on. It's very hot where I live, so that's kind of just running all the time in my room. I'm looking to get a new mic soon that might help with picking that up, but for now you just have to deal with that. So I got 2 strings. I'm taking a lot of damage here. Got the altar, but unfortunately I took the purple attack. Didn't die, so we're just chilling. Just gotta be careful of that. 26% HP, she's pretty low. Right here, 10 seconds left. I'm very low, so I'm trying to focus on a couple things, not taking any strings and watching my HP. I do have iframe available, so I'm not gonna. I didn't have to use it here, but I had it available. Again, using the 10-second skills really it gives me like a very, very comfy barrier. So I'm just making sure to keep spamming that. Full burst is up. I'm standing on top of one of those corpses, so I'm taking some damage. This time I iframe before. You can see my HP's glowing here. So I iframe before my burst here just to make sure. Because I was near one of these corpses, I wanted to just make sure it fully got off and I wouldn't die. And I ascent here. Ascents don't really do any damage, but I'm like, whatever. 3rd one, why not? I should have saved those for survivability. So lots going on right here on the screen. But just remember the attacks you care about and the attacks you don't care about. I'm reacting to the blue, not really caring about the strings. I actually took a string too. Not a big deal. Watching the timer. Green, she's farting, so I make sure to get in front of her. This one, I jump up in the air to purposely take a string. I kind of slow jumped it. Make the altar spawn, come and take the blue attack, but that's okay because it stuns you in place. I was on top of the altar. As long as I got the altar, I'm fine. Again, playing close to her, dashing behind. I see the blue. I do have my 1 minute up, but I don't think I'm like... This is so early, I don't even think I know to do my 1 minute Hecate bind, because I don't think I've done it at all this fight. I can go over that in my next boss breakdown, but... Yeah, because I'm missing a 4-second stun I can do on her every minute just for free damage. I think that's... No, that's not a string. 5 seconds till the full map attack. There we go, pretty clean. Origin is up, so my next burst, I think, will do it. I think my full origin burst was 12%, so DPMing, I could probably get there. Pretty easy. I'm not even like jumping. I'm just like walking back and forth, making sure to dodge these strings. 5 seconds till burst. I've jumped up in the air. I should have said earlier, but that attack. Here, I'll go back a couple seconds. I'm listening for the audio cue, right there. I don't even like look for her on that. Whenever I hear that, I'm just like reflexively jumping. So there is a couple audio cues to listen for. I listen for the audio cue for the skull attack. I'm looking for the visual cues of the blue attack and the. Oh, that's unfortunate. Took a string there. I guess my iframe didn't go off. That's okay. I think my full burst still goes off. I don't think this is gonna do it. Yeah, my burst. I think it went off properly, but I think I lost some damage. It's okay. It's one. She's 1%. I should get this done in like just a few seconds. You see that tech I talked about earlier? I'll pull it up again. Something, if you have your charges of your whatever, I forget this sting thing, the shadow or assaulter move. Whenever you take a blue attack, don't stress. When you get knocked up in the air, I usually just dash diagonal right back into her face, if it's clear. So you'll see me do that here. It's a little piece of tech here. So I take the blue snare up in the air, and then I go instantly right back to her feet. You see that? So very good use of that skill. I'm not really using it to get behind her. When I see blue skills, I'm just using my dash, like my normal attack dash. Here I did the same thing. You see that same tech, and it brought me to the middle. Okay, and that's it. She's dead. I think I'll show my loot and everything, but that's it. So this was a very low clear. Granted, Errol is very strong. You can see here, yeah, I'm on rentals. I guess I'm not. I don't know if I pulled it up. I didn't pre-watch this. I should have pre-watched the whole thing, but. I don't think I get anything. Spoiler alert. So no boxes, no SOS, nothing. The fight's very easy once you're comfortable, and like just don't panic. Just go in a couple times, practice it. It's doable with most classes at a pretty low spec here. Oh, here we go. So I'm on full rentals. You see, the only thing I have, I do have a slime ring. That's the only thing that's like really nice. That's literally nothing. The free challenger ring. 16 star, that's a good pot. That's also basically nothing. This is 2-line, that's decent, but this is also nothing. Like, my gear is nothing. That's why I'm so low CP. So definitely doable. You guys watching this now, you guys are probably stronger on rentals than I would be at this point. Also make sure you have the Burning Beyond title. Really, again, not that bad of a fight. It's go in, practice it. I promise you could do it. This is a long video, I'm realizing. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I hope you learned something, and I hope you clear it. Definitely useful to clear this every week, because not only for your Genesis progression, it's just a lot of money and a good chance at a pitch. So that's pretty much all I've got. I hope you guys liked a little bit of a different format where we kind of watch it instead of me being rushed and like talking over things as they happen and like, kind of... I think this is a better way to do boss breakdowns for me. So let me know if you like this compared to my other boss breakdowns. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one.